in the first round, I felt it, and I just started laughing. I'm like, yep, it literally looks like a piece of pepperoni stuck to my foot.
Oh, that's lovely. Thank you for the visual.
Brutal. It's none of this hurts. That freaking doesn't feel good. That's the worst part.
Do you know where, when it happened?
First, midway through the first round, I felt it go, just tore right off. All right, where are we going? Who's starting off?
Yeah, no, let's start with that then. You're talking about a blister or?
Yeah, I didn't even have a blister. Midway through the first, I always wear wrestling shoes every time I practice because I'm clumsy sometimes. I don't ever want to hurt my feet. And I just literally felt like a pepperoni-sized piece of skin rip off in the first, midway through the first round. And
Was that a
that's
problem? Like,
this
did you
all
puke?
looks bad, but this thing is the only thing that bothers me right now. No, it wasn't bad. I kicked him a few times. BJ's got he's got a melon. He's got a hard head. I kicked him in the head a couple times, and the guy's tough as nails. He still hits hard. He hits like a truck. He's got a great jab, a great hook, and we were working on keeping this thing up. I got a little sloppy, let this thing down, and he cracked me a couple times good. His uppercut got me, but the guy gets better with age. You know, we knew we were going to be able to empty his gas tank. And that's why we put the heat on him in this, beginning of the second. We just stayed in his face, and what an honor to be able to take on, a legend like that, an icon in the sport, not just in the lightweight division, but the whole landscape of mixed martial arts. He's fought in, I think, 4 or 5, maybe 6 different weight classes, and he's always put on competitive fights. Even when he fought Machida, I think that went to a decision or something. So to be able to have a name like that under your belt, that's the highest one so far. And I aspire to accomplish as much in the sport as he's done. And I don't care how long it takes. It was great to face a legend like that. And I thank him so much. I thank his family, his training partners, his coaches, everybody that got him ready. Because like his old shirts used to say, just scrap when he came out. That was an old-fashioned scrap. Man, I can't thank him enough for all the memories he's given us, and I hope he goes on to do great things inside and outside of the cage.
That was my next question since you mentioned inside the cage. I think that was his 7th loss in a row, and I think a lot of people on social media already should he keep going, really doubting whether he should. As somebody who just shared the cage with him, what do you think?
It's ironic. I spoke in the post-fight interview about my coach, Joey Gilbert, one of my heroes. He was my first mixed martial arts coach. I think they fought, and it might have been that UFC 37 and a half. The one that they did, the half, it was at either at the Trump or Atlantic City or something like that. For my coach to fight him in both of their debuts, and then maybe me to be his last fight. Maybe it was destiny. It's just a wrestler versus a jiu-jitsu guy, so I had to get one back for Joey Gilbert Grappling in the wrestling community. And I really hope BJ goes on to do great things with his family, his team, his coaches, and he's got so much to pass on into the sport, into the mixed martial arts world. And I know he's going to continue to do that because he's a great human, and I hope he continues to do great things.
Is it a factor, though, when I think later in the 3rd round, it seemed like you made choices where you could have maybe hurt him more and you didn't. Did the respect that you have for him factor in at all? I don't want to say hold back, but did you kind of not maybe want to hurt him as much, or was that not a thought?
You know what? There's no mercy in there, but there was something. I cracked him a few times. I hit him with some overhands, and he's a tough son of a gun. I hit him with everything I had, and he didn't go down, and he hits hard. He hit me with a good uppercut right off the fence, too. He's just got power, And Mark Delagrati said it a long time ago when BJ was on that tear that BJ arguably had the best boxing in the UFC or in mixed martial arts. And he's still got sting on his punches, as you can tell. He left some marks. I got some, I told him we were in the room just now together. And I'm like, I got some BJ stitches. I got some BJ souvenirs for good. So I'm going to put these in a box. I might have to mail him sometime. But I'm not out to hurt anybody. I'm out there to win, have fun, and move on. And it was a great night.
It seems like that was pretty much the fight you expected, right?
We expected to get him out of there, and we expected to finish the fight. He's a tough son of a gun. He's a tough Hawaiian, and man, those guys are as advertised. So.
I saw a video of you two backstage after the fight. What did you guys talk after the fight?
Oh, we were just laughing because he was. I didn't know he was back there. He had already been back there. I grabbed his foot and I told him, "Hey, man, I got some BJ souvenirs for you. Gonna get some stitches." And we were just talking about. I told him how hard his uppercut was, and we were talking about how we could hear each other's corners so well. And he's like, "Dude, how did you know the uppercut was coming?" I'm like, "Cuz you dropped that receiver with it. You dropped my buddy Joe Daddy Stevenson with it. It's one of your signature punches." And his takedown defense. We were just kind of, reminiscing, of the fights he's put on, and just how thankful, all the memories he's given so many people in the sport.
Did he say anything at all about like his future, or did you just?
Nah, I think it's too soon. There's too many people around. It's never fun being around a bunch of doctors anyway. I don't like needles. But, it was more we were just kind of mucking it up, cracking up, and just having fun and just being thankful.
So you're cool with all of that, but not with needles.
I can't stand them. I never have. I'm not going to start now. I look like a mess.
What's the plan now? You're going fishing, just relax, or you just want to get back in the gym?
Man, I wish I had a fishing rod in my hand right now, man. Yeah, if we weren't leaving so soon, I'd love to go try to get on some peacock bass because I hear there's some awesome ones down here in Brazil and South America. But get home, unwind a little bit, and get on my kayak, get on my bass boat, and get on some big old bass.
What's next for you inside the octagon? Do you have someone in mind you like to fight after coming off a win against a legend? Do you have someone in mind you want next?
Yeah, there's someone that still owes me some money from some hospital bills, and he knows who he is. I meant to say it in the post-fight interview. I'm still getting bills from when Nate Diaz did this little thing, from behind when I wasn't paying attention. So, Nate, it's been 10 years, man, since I whipped your ass. You've had a long time to lick those wounds, man. I know that money's running out. If you want to build some stacks, let's do it, buddy. Come on. It was a fun fight back then. Let's do the 10-year reunion, man. No harm, no foul. Let's go out there. Let's put one on for the sport, dude. You know what I mean? We love watching you and your brother fight. You and your brother are two of the most entertaining fighters ever, man. So if you want to get one more in, man, I'm down. So I keep getting those bills, and this thing reopened from that night. So anytime, any place, anywhere. But yeah, first things first. Once I get these out, back to the wrestling room, back to the boat, and right back to work.
Do you think he's coming back?
Nate? I hope so. I mean, he knows it. Nate, I'm not going to knock you out, Maybe I'll pitter-patter you. I might have to wrestle you a little bit, but it'll be a fun fight, dude. So, like I said, we love watching you fight. You guys are two of the most exciting. We've always enjoyed it. So, anytime, we're ready to rock and roll. But, yeah, he's got so much talent, and he's just, one of the most entertaining guys. So, we're always ready for a good old scrap.
But that's interesting because, it seems like you had no resentment toward him whatsoever, despite what happened. You're cool with him?
I'm cool with everybody in there. You know what I mean? He's one of those guys that puts on great fights every time. You know what I mean? And those are the fights I like to get in. And he cut me open. I don't like needles. I don't like getting stitches. So I got to get one back. Yeah.
This was, I think, your third former UFC champion that you beat. Yeah, you've had some pretty. I think it was.
Rafael dos Anjos.
Yeah, Rafael dos Anjos. Who was Pettis? No.
Pettis, yeah.
So you've had you had a lot of fights and some pretty cool fights. Where does this one rank, in terms of the most special for you?
I did not know that, but like I said, BJ Penn is set apart from the rest of the pack just because of his status, his stature, what he's done for the sport, and I think Brazil was the perfect spot to have this fight, and it was his choice. And he was the first American world champion in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, so I think this was the perfect spot to do it, and I'm glad he chose that. And the Brazilian fans have been awesome. This place is great, and yeah, he definitely is set apart from the pack. And like I said, I aspire to, get some of the accolades that he's done in the sport.
You're back on the winning column. You had a 2-fight streak, then you lost, and now you're back. Where do you think a win like this one puts you there? It's kind of an interesting one because BJ was on his kid, but like you said, he's a huge name. How do you see yourself in the lightweight division now?
We're always just a couple fights away from, I think, breaking the top 10 or top 5 because people know our style. It's sloppy, but people want to watch us for some reason, And that was a tough one against Charles Oliveira, because he came into the Lions Den. He came into our city in Chicago, and he was better man that night. No excuses. He got me, and he's been on a tear ever since. So I feel like I said in an interview earlier this week. Interview earlier this week. I feel like I let my family down, my team, my fans, and I feel like I let the city of Chicago down. You know, in our hometown. So I definitely want to get that one back sometime down the road, back in Chicago. But yeah, you know, we're line them up. We'll knock them down. We'll get in there with anyone, and the UFC knows that. Dana knows that. Sean Shelby knows that. So we're always ready.
Wait, right here. Being a veteran, like for example, Anderson Silva said he doesn't care about anymore about winning or losing. He just wants to put up a great show for the audience. Being a veteran yourself, do you stand like Anderson, or do you still have plans to escalate the rankings to seek the belt or anything like that?
And that makes sense because he's had gold for so long. The guy's probably got 2 or 3 trophy rooms full of his UFC belts and multiple belts. I haven't touched gold since I was the Strikeforce champion in 2006. You know what I mean? Back when I made my UFC debut, when Anderson won the belt from Rich Franklin. So it was a long time ago, man. And I have aspirations to be a UFC champ someday. Some people might not think it, but that just motivates me even more. That gives me more purpose in training. You know what I mean? So I love not to just fight, but I love to put on an event. And that's what, when you see Anderson Silva fight, when you see BJ Penn fight, when you see Conor McGregor fight, it's an event. And I feel like that's what we do too. We don't just go out and fight. People come for the show. They come for the walkout. They come for, you know, the stuff in between the rounds. They come to see an event, and that's what I hope we gave Brazil. And that's what I hope to give, continue to do in this sport of mixed martial arts.
Do you expect this victory to give you more argument to pledge for a fight with someone ranked, with someone would give you a boost to the...
BJ Penn will always give you a little boost, more for me, you know, than anything. But we'll see what the UFC's got under there, you know, the next one.
Great.
Thank you.
Clay, I have bad news for you. Confirmed, Nate Diaz versus Anthony Pettis. I just saw it as we were talking to you.
Don't I sound stupid now? All right, well, hey, those are going to be two... that's going to be a great fight. You know, we got our hand raised against both of those guys, and that's going to be a scrap. Gee, what the heck are the odds of that? Does it say a date on that one? Did they? Is it? Let me guess. It's Chicago? No, probably.
Anaheim in August. Co-main event.
That's a huge fight.
Yeah.
Good for both of them. Well, I guess he's fighting again.
Maybe you'll go there and watch. But that's good news for you then, right? That he's going to be back.
Still got the fighting itch, so that's awesome. Good for them. That's going to be an awesome scrap.
Do you have someone else in the top of your mind? If like Nate Diaz is now busy, do you have someone else you would like to fight?
Line them all up, man. We get in there against anyone. We've never turned down the fight. We're not going to start now.
Great.